We are witnessing something special as not only are the Toronto Blue Jays on an absolute tear right now offensively, there is one particular thing that is not only special but changes everything for the Toronto Blue Jays team. I'm going to break down exactly what that is and discuss what it means going forward, as well as a scary update surrounding Dalton Varsho following today's game. A ton to go over today, folks, but before we get into it, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, you guys have been absolute beasts. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys again for your continued support over here. About 71% of you who are watching right now aren't subscribed. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jays have been on a tear. They have been beasts in the past 4 games with the bats offensively. Unbelievable. And today was another example of that. And it's finally time that we get to watch some baseball that is exciting. Last year was a brutal year. That's no secret, but it wasn't fun baseball to watch. And there's been games that haven't been fun for the Jays this year, but as a whole, these have been fun baseball games. And the Jays showed that tonight. And we also, of course, have a brutal Dalton Varsho injury update, which we'll go over in a little bit here. Prayers up for him, of course. But ladies and gentlemen, the Jays go down, and Braden Fisher, the rookie who pitched 7 2/3 innings, didn't give up a run coming into this game. Of course, that 5th starter spot is still wide open with Scherzer being injured, a bunch of different guys. But you have Fisher come in, and you're hoping he can kind of replicate what he's been doing out of the bullpen, and he doesn't. He gives up 3 runs in the in the first couple of innings. He gives up a lot of runs. But the Jays, in the bottom of the first inning, immediately come back out and score some runs. And this team is very different in that regard. We are witnessing something special in the sense of their offense. They are never out of games. The Athletics put up a 3 spot in the top of the first. The Jays come out and put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the first, thanks to an Addison Barger absolute moonshot home run. And we're going to dive into a bunch of things about Addison Barger here. But again, Fisher comes out and he gives up 5 runs in 1 1/3 innings. But when you go down early to the Athletics, 3-0, most fans, I think, with the way this team has been playing, yes, of course, the Athletics current pitching staff is very, very bad. It is not very good. But the team's offense has been on an absolute roll. And I think it's at a point now where not only is their offense on a roll, but the Toronto Blue Jays team as a whole, whether that's Berger, whether that's even guys like Nathan Lucas, they have been absolutely dominating. And especially, and most of it stems from, of course, Addison Barger. He has been on an absolute tear. And he is a special player. I mean, think back to what Addison Barger, Arden Zwelling said regarding Addison Barger, which was, I think that Addison Barger could put it together this year. I think there's a Josh Donaldson in there somewhere. His ceiling is so high. And this is, of course, before the season. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Is he playing Josh Donaldson levels right now? It's getting pretty close. And he has been elite at third base, like for his standards. And he moved up to the 3 hole today, and the Jays won this game 3 now straight against Oakland, or I guess not Oakland, against the Athletics, and then 4 in a row against, in general here, he is just special. He is completely special, and quietly, the Jays have the 3rd best WRC plus in baseball this month, with Vlad, Bichette, Clement, Kirk, and Lucas leading the way, and Addison Barger's now adding on top of that. Ernie Clement's been unbelievable. We'll get into this, and this was without Alejandro Kirk tonight, and you had Ali Sanchez. He's not very good offensively, at least, but he does a job as a backup catcher until Tyler Heineman comes back. It is a very good sign. You have reinforcements coming with the bullpen as well, and Andres Jimenez, all these different things. One video covering that, of course, as well here tomorrow morning as updates continue to drop, especially regarding Dalton Varsho. But man, I am absolutely fired up about this win, and a lot of it is because Addison Barger, a bottom of the first inning, 2-run home run immediately gets the Toronto Blue Jays back in the game, and that's what you want from your staff, especially when your pitching staff struggled to start the game. Fisher 5 runs in 1 1/3 inning. Easton Lucas comes in, gives up 3 straight hits in the top of the 2nd inning, and then only gives up 1 more hit the rest of the way, doesn't give up a run. A fantastic outing from him, a good outing from Brendan Little, a dominant outing from Yariel Rodriguez, and Jeff Hoffman, a very scary, he gave up a 2-run home run, then a double, and then Ernie Clement saves the game with a diving catch at second base. But I want to take a step back and just look at this team offensively. And I mentioned just then that you look at the WRC plus, and in March and April, it was, really bad. It was 89, which was 24th in baseball. And now in May, they have a 121 WRC plus. They're 3rd in baseball. Everybody's hitting really, really well. Vladdy's playing great. Bo Bichette's playing great. And you needed, coming into this year, a couple of guys who play good in order to win, games and really be in a playoff spot. And we're starting to see that now from Ernie Clement and, Nathan Lucas. And, of course, Alejandro Kirk has been one of the biggest contributors. But even putting what Addison Barger's doing aside for a second with how good he has been, Ernie Clement's been unbelievable. His OPS is over 700 now. And just a couple days ago, prior to this series, he was really bad. He's dominant against lefties, struggles usually against righties, but he's starting to play such good baseball that, I mean, the ceiling is there for him. He's such a good contact hitter. And I'm just excited that the Jays have great baseball. In the series where I mentioned it before that you need to sweep if you want to, prove you're a serious team, the team was at an all-time high today, just getting a ton of runs. But then, of course, the unfortunate, hamstring strain, what we're assuming happened. Varsho hit a, gap shot, was going for a triple, and then running around second base. What's seemingly, some people are saying he popped his hamstring. Hopefully that's not the case. He left with left hamstring discomfort. Now, this is very concerning because right as everything is going well for this Toronto Blue Jays team, vibes are at an all-time high, something like this happens. We'll have an update, of course, I'm assuming from John Schneider later today into tomorrow, of course, before the final game of the series. But for a hamstring, you never want to see those injuries. Soft tissue, of course, injuries like that linger. And Dalton Varsho, I mean, he's already dealing with a shoulder injury. I believe he's had a hamstring injury in the past as well. Correct me if I'm wrong on that in the comment section. But with Dalton Varsho now, you look at some of the other hamstring injuries across MLB. You think about Jordan Westburg on the Orioles. He's been out an indefinite amount of time because of a hamstring injury. But a couple of other players have only been out for 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm not going to speculate timelines. We don't know how severe it is. He walked off under his own power for the most part with some help. It looked bad at the time, but hopefully, the discomfort phrase is encouraging. But if he does end up missing some time, that opens up a spot for Ernie Clement to get more playing time, and you move Addison Barger there to right field. And the good news is, and there's no good news with injuries, but regarding the Jays lineup construction with Dalton Varsho out, the good news is you have Nathan Lucas, who's been absolutely fantastic. You have Clase, who's been pretty good. Miles Straw has been really good. You have options there, and this opens up, Addison Barger will slide to, you assume, right field if he, if Dalton Varsho misses a significant amount of time. The Jays will be okay, but he's been so good since returning. Offensively, defensively, one of the best defenders in baseball. You hate to see him go down with an injury. Prayers are up for him. Hopefully, he won't miss too much time, if any time at all. I mean, I can't imagine he'll play tomorrow, but we're going to continue to keep you up to date with that as updates come out. But, man, what an electric game. I mean, you have Santander out with an injury. Again, in case you missed that, I covered in the video earlier. You hate to see guys continue to go down with injuries, but everyone else is stepping up. Clement, Alejandro Kirk didn't play today. George Springer, I have to give some credit. Damn, I can't go through the video without not talking about him. He had 2 home runs today, 2 clutch home runs. Ultimately ended up being the game-winning runs here because of Jeff Hoffman's collapse almost. Springer's had an up-and-down season. His OPS is back now in the mid-800s. He has been fantastic this year. If the team can continue to just do what they're doing, they're going to be in a very good spot. Yes, it's against a very bad Athletics team, especially pitching wise, but they had some, winning ways to start the year as well. Things are looking good. Addison Barger is a superstar. The Jays are fun to watch again. And for the first time in almost 2 years, we are witnessing something special with this team. Let's go for the 5th win in a row tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Hopefully the Jays continue to do what they're doing now. The Mid-Beast. Cheers.